Hey everyone, and welcome back to Plus Ultra Pitching. We are in our last video for our outdoor warm-up routines, and we've gone over our general physical preparedness warm-up, we've gone over our plyometric warm-up, and now I want to go over our more mobility-based warm-up, so really getting those joints mobile and moving well. A lot of these movements are going to look similar to the indoor video I posted a couple of weeks ago, but I'm still going to go through them again because it never hurts. And I've also included a couple new things so that, again, we don't need to have our pitchers laying on the ground in case the ground is wet or uncomfortable, if there are a lot of bugs on the ground or something. And I'm not saying that to be some of my pitchers, like if there are a lot of ants or something on the ground, people don't love to be on the ground. So to start, we're going to warm up our shoulders in a very similar fashion that we did the first time. So we're going to stand about hip width apart, or feet hip width apart. I'm going to start with my right hand. Bring your arm across your body and start to rotate it around behind you so that when it lands next to your hip, your palm is facing away from your body, and you're going to go back the same direction. So back to rotate around and across. One thing I do want to note about this is we don't want to be twisting our whole body to get our hand in this position. If your range of motion is not quite good enough to turn it all the way without moving your shoulders too much, then just go with what your body can already do, and you'll be amazed how it will open up the more that you do these exercises. So instead of coming all the way around and twisting your spine to achieve this range of motion, just go with what your body will allow you to do. And that goes for all of the exercises as we move through this warm-up. The next thing that we're going to do is those tarp touches. This time you can do it to a fence, but we're going to have our hands out in front of us, palms facing each other like you're clapping like a seal. Same nice strong stance, and you're going to push your fingertips forward to move your shoulders forward, and then pull your shoulders and your fingers back in space. So you can see the only thing moving is my shoulders. If you want to get a little circle in here, that's okay too. Here's what the back looks like. Squeezing your shoulders together, rounding them to push apart. Once we worked on our shoulders, we're going to move on to our elbows. So same thing as indoors, you're going to glue your elbows to your rib cage, pull something up towards your face till your elbows are about parallel. Flip your hands and then push something away. Try to add a little bit of resistance so you're not just swimming, right? Add a little bit of resistance so you can actually feel your joints getting the work. 5 to 10 of those, and then start the opposite direction. So palms face down, bring up to about parallel, flip over, and then pull something away. After that, we'll move on to our wrist mobilization. I like to hold my forearm and bring my fingers up towards the sky, fingers over towards the pinky side of my hand, down, so now my palm is facing out towards you as the audience, around, so now fingers are trying to point towards the thumb side, and then back up towards the sky. You're going to do, I like to have my pitchers do at least 3 rotations in each direction. So the other direction would be fingers come up first, point over towards the thumb hand side, fingers move down, so my palm is facing you, fingers move towards my pinky side, and then back up on both hands. After we do our wrists, we're going to move back into those Qigong spinal twists that I introduced a couple weeks ago, where we're just going to work on loosely letting our spine open up by gently rotating from side to side, about 14 to 16 times, to start gently letting our spine rotate freely. Stay nice and loose and relaxed. You don't need to go as fast as you can. I just felt the blood go into my fingers trying to go too fast. Keep it nice and loose and relaxed. This is a warm-up and we're working on mobility. After you do the spinal twist, we're going to go into our Qigong hip openers or hip rotations. So hands on our lower back, and you're just going to push your hips in a circle. Again, just like with the shoulder rotations, we're not cranking forward and then moving so far back to feel this giant stretch. We're just looking to mobilize and feel good. So work with what your body can already do, and it will naturally open up for you. We're going to do 5 rotations in each direction. Once you do those 5, we're gonna work on our standing hip openers. So I'm gonna stand on my left leg first, and we're gonna open our hip across, open, down. So now my knee's pointing out away from my body. Then we're gonna bring the knee up, and now my knee's pointing across my body as I finish. 3 circles like this to open your hip. Or if you have really good balance and want to challenge yourself, you can make circles with your leg, which will look like this on both legs. Choose what works best for you. After that, this is where it's going to be a little different from the ground. On the ground, when we started to mobilize our knees, we were seated. Now we're going to be standing with our feet close together. This was another movement inspired by Kaseni's Qigong channel, so make sure you check that out. What we're going to do is bend at the knees and start rotating around our knees. This does not have to be a big movement, just enough to start mobilizing those joints. Let's get like 5 each direction. Once you've done those, we're gonna work on that flexion extension of the knee. So we're gonna bend our knees forward and then bring them and push them back. Not too hard. We're not looking for pain here. We're just looking to mobilize our joints and get them moving and happy. Once you finish with the knee extensions, we'll then move on to our ankles. So standing if possible, but you can hold on to something if you need to. We're going to get 3 big ankle circles in each direction. And at this point, we've mobilized most of the joints in our body, and hopefully you're feeling good enough to then move into some of the glove swings that we talked about a few videos ago. Maybe 10 glove swings to get that hip extension, 5 inchworms to shoulder taps, which was also in the previous video that I'll link below, and then you'll move into your plyometric drills to warm your body up fully. I hope this was helpful. Put any questions you have in the comment section below. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We put out new videos every week. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying this content. And if there's anything that you're looking forward to for future videos, put that in the comment section below as well. And I will see you guys next week because we put out videos every single week. As always, plus ultra.